Good evening, YouTube.
Hello.
Here we are, day 5?
6.
6. See, I have no idea where we are. I know where we are. We're at Edinburgh Festival Fringe. If you've not been here before, I'm Ian, this is Jane.
Hi.
And for our sins, we are reviewing all and sundry at Edinburgh Festival Fringe. And we've seen 3 shows today, and we've just been to the last show, which was... I'll let you...
It is called, well, I won't get the pronunciation of the middle bit, but it's Chelsea Hart, Damet Garm.
And she does explain. Sorry, she does explain the show what that means. So we'll leave that out, but it has resonance.
And how I joined a revolution. That Damet Garm is Farsi.
Yes. And it's at the Gilded Balloon Tiviot Sportsman Room, 7:40 every evening throughout the festival to the 27th. She has no breaks, no days off.
Wow.
Now we were asked to review this by her press agent, and I knew, to be fair, I knew nothing about her apart from the little bit that's in the.
Are we going to read that bit?
Yeah. Shall I read it, or do you want to read it?
I can read it.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so drawing. Sorry, I interrupted you. Though.
No, that's fine.
Okay then.
Yeah, that's fine.
Drawing inspiration from the ongoing Iranian revolution, TikToker turned unexpected voice against the IRGC, which stands for the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Chelsea explores contrast between the ground in Iran and our own increasingly polarised political climate in the West. Iranians have become a beacon of what a united, woman-led liberation movement looks like. What's the secret ingredient that the West is missing? Damet Garm in Persian translates to "May your breath stay warm," meaning you're wishing the person to stay alive and healthy. Drawing on their own experiences as an activist, Chelsea asks this and more.
Now we've got a little 2.5 minute TikTok, because she's massive on TikTok.
Yeah.
She got a million. Sorry, they. Apologies. Chelsea's they. After that.
Yeah.
They have got 1 million followers on TikTok, and a massive following with the Iranian people, and in fact most of the audience was Iranian tonight. I mean, there was we were the only English people there. There was a couple of Scottish people sat at the front, but fundamentally pretty much the rest of the audience was Iranians, which was great actually. And I did wonder whether we would get what was going on. And we did, but we'll let Chelsea explain what their show is about. Sorry.
Hey, I am up here at the Edinburgh Festival in Scotland with my hour comedy show, Damet Garm. I've been working on it for the last 6 months, and I'm finally here at the festival doing my hour show. The first 2 previews that I had before the festival officially starts were pretty hopeful, actually. People seem interested in the show. Though I will say the palpable fear on people's face when I say the word Iran is quite something. Though when I do say Iranian revolution, people perk up. So it's been interesting to watch. People seem curious about the show. It's about the Iranian protest movement that's been going on, but also not just that, what Westerners and my Western ass can learn and glean and understand from these protesters and their amazing accomplishments and their hope and determination for the future. I feel like so much of Western activism, and I'm just as guilty of this as anyone, I feel like so much of Western activism has just boiled down to everyday picking something to hate towards. And hate isn't necessarily bad. It's an emotion. It's a feeling just like any other. I hate Hitler. I hate Khomeini, the supreme leader of Iran. Hope he shrivels up and dies. Yeah, I hate him. But it's not the only thing. Love is just as important. I'd like to think that you or anyone else fighting alongside in this fight is just as important, if not more important, than the idiot mullahs in Tehran. And that's kind of what it talks about. In Iran, they're absolutely shoulder to shoulder fighting and accomplishing so many things. And I think there's so many things that I've learned over the last 11 months that I think more people should learn and be inspired by. The show's been going really well. I've been working on it for the last 6 months. That's why I've been gone a little bit more. The audiences have been really mostly Iranian, which is good because, you know, I want them to love it. I want them to feel good about it. And it's been really, really positive. The reactions have been just all I could hope for. I really thank you for that. If you want to come to a show at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival all of August, I will be here at Gilded Balloon at 7:40. I hope you come and see it, and I hope you love it. I hope you leave a little bit lighter than you left, and maybe a little bit more pep in your step, and maybe a little bit more in love with the people around you, because that's really what it's about. It's about community building and falling in love with the people who deserve your time. Damet, Garm.
What do you want to say about it?
Well, like Ian, I didn't know what to expect really. I was quite interested in the sense that they were going to talk about the Iranian Revolution, but actually they didn't talk about that initially.
No.
They talked about the fact that they came from Alaska,
Yeah.
so there was some sort of jokes about Alaska. She just sort of made... Sorry, I made them. Right.
They is Chelsea's pronoun, and we will.
Yeah.
Apologies, Chelsea, if you see this. We do respect that, and we are going to try.
We are trying. And they basically made lots of observations, like anybody does when they're doing stand-up, and it was very funny. They were very funny. And I enjoyed it. And then they started to talk about women's rights in Iran, and obviously what's happened since September, when actually I was going to try and remember the Iranian woman who died in custody. They talked about them. And then, so that was sort of the majority of maybe the second, I mean, if we talk about the second half.
Yeah.
And they were obviously relating a lot to the Iranian community that were in the audience. Chelsea showed a bit of film, which was very emotional.
It was at a protest.
It was at a protest, and it involved a death.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of emotion in the room, a lot of tears, because I filmed a little bit. I mean, the show had finished, and I filmed just the last, probably 30, maybe it's no more than a minute, of Chelsea singing with. I mean, we didn't know the song, but clearly lots of the Iranian people in the audience were singing with her, and you'll get some of the emotion of what was happening at the end.
If you guys did enjoy the show, please spread the word and tweet or whatever. Just get the word out. We need more Iranians, or non-Iranians, to see this show and kind of just, that's all I want. Just a non-Iranian perspective on how beautiful Iranians are. Thank you. Spread the word. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate everyone. It's always better with Iranians in the audience. So do come. Thank you so much. Merci, merci, merci. Thank you. Thank you.
And it was emotional. I mean, I had tears in my eyes. It was, and we went up at the end and we had a brief chat, and I just said I didn't know really.
I mean, I have followed it in the news, but as a lot of news items, they disappear. So it highlighted it again for me. It made me want to find out more about what's happening now.
Definitely.
I mean, we've both come back
Yeah.
And I've been looking it up on Googled it and reading up about it. I didn't know what the acronym stood for. I've looked that up. So part of what Chelsea was saying was that they want people, not just the people who know about it anyway and have family maybe back in Iran or come from Iran and feel very passionate about the country because that is their country. They want other people to become aware and to sign up. There are
some certain websites which I wish I'd taken a notice. I haven't taken a notice. What I will do is I will find them. It might take me a few days. I will find them and add them to the description section down below, so that people can actually. There were three websites that Chelsea mentioned, and I'll find them. And
you can sign. There are petitions.
Yes,
to sign.
Yeah.
And
because clearly we need to help.
Yeah.
And
it's having an awareness which we have, and so Chelsea, you did succeed because we are taking an interest.
We are converts.
Now. Yeah.
I mean, the political issues aside, the show was incredibly funny.
Yeah.
All the way through. I mean, we had serious points towards the end, which was very emotional, but for the majority of it, and she did. They did. Poke fun at the regime in Iran.
Yeah.
And although it wasn't, I don't know about you, but I felt I got it. I mean, I got. No,
it was funny.
Yeah. So the whole, it's a very funny hour with a very, very serious political message at the end. What was it? We made some notes, and I got you to write down what I said when we were chatting.
Yes, sorry, I'd forgotten about that. Yeah. Hang on. Completely forgot about that. Do you want to read that?
I will read that because I did say it. Yes, yeah. I mean, we were just having a drink after the show, and I'd said to Jane, "How do you mix comedy with such a powerful political message?" And that is a really special skill. That is incredible. That Chelsea is able to do that.
Yeah,
it really
I
is.
agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
The show is on. Like we've said, when the show's on every night, right the way through, and at 7:40. I can't stress enough how everybody should go and see this show.
Yeah, no, I agree, absolutely.
It's unlike anything else I think I've ever seen. I mean, we've seen lots of comedy shows, but to have that amount of emotion at the end, and the message, and to get that message out in such a brilliant way,
Yeah, I agree.
It's 5 stars from me.
Yeah, I agree.
5 stars?
Yep.
Yeah. So, I think we'll leave it there. There's nothing else we can really say. We'll see you tomorrow for the last day of our first Edinburgh soiree. 4 shows tomorrow. And we'll see you then.
Okay.
Cheers. Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.